are in listen-only mode.
Good morning, everyone. Scott Earhart here with Insurance Agency Marketing Services. I do want to thank all of you very, very much for taking time to join us. We certainly do appreciate it. And I believe we're going to bring quite a bit of value today with our presentation. Today, we are going to take a look at the Ascent series of annuities from Athene. As I'm sure you'll see, they are priced very, very competitively and certainly are looking to grow their business in the Ascent series. In order to go more in-depth into the product line today, we do have Mr. Robert Johnson and Mr. John Cravens with us from Athene. Gentlemen, can you hear us?
Yes, we can.
Fantastic. Thank you guys very much. I know it's a busy time of year at Athene right now, so thank you guys very much for budgeting some time for us. Before I hand it over to Rob and John, I want to go through a few introductory slides and a couple of housekeeping items just to make sure this runs as smoothly as possible for everyone. So first housekeeping item is our telephone number. That number is 800-255-5055. You can see it on the top left-hand side of your screen. If there is anything we can be doing here at Insurance Agency Marketing Services to help you in growing your business in the life or fixed annuity markets, please do not hesitate to give us a call. We'd absolutely love the opportunity to be working with you. Second housekeeping item are polling questions. Throughout the presentation today, I will launch a couple of polling questions. If you would please take the time to participate in those, they'll all be yes or no questions. Very easy to participate in. We certainly would appreciate that. And the third housekeeping item and final housekeeping item are questions. You're going to see a lot of information here today. I think it's really valuable for you and for your practice and your clients. And inevitably, you will have questions. So we want to answer those. You'll find that the culture at Athene with Robert and John is very, very transparent. They want your questions. They'll do a great job of answering them. So if you have any questions about Athene, about the product line, or about Insurance Agency Marketing Services, please feel free to type those into the questions box. And at the end of the presentation, we will go through all of those. That being said, let me get into a couple of introductory slides here before we hand it over. Super excited about this. This is my favorite thing to talk about right now. I just filled out the registration to be there, our Caddies and Casinos trip. We have been very, very lucky over the last 3 years to have a partnership and a rewards trip specifically with Athene. This is exclusive to Insurance Agency Marketing Services, and it is only for Athene production. Qualification ends at the end of this month. 1.25 in Athene will get you there. 1.75 gets you and a guest. We are going to stay at the Four Seasons Mandalay Bay. Which, if you've ever been to Mandalay Bay, it's a really, really nice casino resort. The top 10 floors of Mandalay Bay are managed by Four Seasons, and it is some of the nicest accommodations in all of Las Vegas, so super excited about that. We will be playing 2 different golf courses. I don't believe I'm allowed to disclose which 2 golf courses we'll be playing at this point, but I can tell you there are about 6 world-class golf courses in the Las Vegas metro area. We will be playing 2 of those, so very excited about that. We're going to have some great outings. We're going to have some great food. Obviously, it's Vegas, so there's all sorts of entertainment and gaming that can be done. Really, really excited about that. So yeah, if you have any questions about your standings, where you're at towards that 1.25, give us a call. Obviously, if you're brand new to IMS, if you're working a big case, there's still time to get it in. We'd certainly love to help you with that. And on that note, before I move on, I'm sure John and Rob can attest to this. Athene is your big case carrier. They're really, really receptive to premiums over $1 million. They've got a great system in place to make sure it's suitable for the client, and a pre-sale system that you can submit to see. Make sure you're not wasting anyone's time there. So if you do have that case over $1 million and you want to go to Vegas with us, Athene's a great place to put that. For those of you who are new to us, or if this is your first introduction to insurance agency marketing services, you will be eligible for the new producer bonus. New producer bonus has 3 different levels that you can cash in at, and all 3 of these levels are based on your production within your first 180 days of being licensed with insurance agency marketing services. As you can see at each level, there's all sorts of great rewards, cash bonuses, business building tools, personal perks that are available to you. So if you'd like to know where you stand on new producer bonus, if you'd like to learn more about the program, or if you want to have a conversation about what I can be doing to help you move from the 100,000 to the 300 or the 300 to $500,000 level, please don't hesitate to give a call. We absolutely want you to take advantage of new producer bonus. Creative services. One thing that is really unique about us here at Insurance Agency Marketing is we have an in-house creative team. We call them IMS Creative. Adam and his team do a fantastic job with helping agents build their brand, build their marketing systems, build their online presence, and we do it all here in-house, and you are a part of the process every step of the way. We call it IMS Creative because we create things for you, the producer. We're not going to give you stock templates. We've got graphics teams here. We've got deployment teams to help you with television or radio deployment that you have helped design. So this is all personalized to you, and it is going to be significantly less expensive than what you would find at your local marketing agency, your local media agency, PR firm. So if you'd like to talk about what IMS Creative can do for you and for your business, give Adam a call. He'd absolutely love to help you and has a ton of knowledge in that arena. Life and Annuity Academy. As I talk about our Life and Annuity Academy, I'm going to launch our first poll of the day. And what I'm going to ask you is if you would be interested in our Life and Annuity Academy, or academies. Let me pluralize that. That being said, if you click yes and express interest in an academy, that's not a commitment on your part. All that's going to do is generate an automated email to you with more information about what our academies look like. And also that's going to put you onto our interested parties list. So what happens with our interested parties list is once we have locked in dates for the next academy, you will be the first group of individuals notified. That being said, sounds like we started sitting down and talking about 2017 calendar yesterday. Sounds like we may do a few more than we've done in the past with Life and Annuity Academies, and we're really excited about that. So what happens in a Life and Annuity Academy is normally it's about a 2.5-day training. We will bring you in normally on a Wednesday. We'll have a Wednesday evening session. We'll have a full day Thursday, half day Friday, get you back out of town on a plane, hopefully have you home in time for dinner. Now, what our academies are true sales and marketing training. We hear about a lot of our competitors that have the product road shows and they're standing up on a soapbox telling you to write this product or write that product. That's not what we bring to the table at IMS, and that's not what we want to bring to the table. You're going to have internal staff from IMS there to present to you, myself, Mark Raymakers, our creative team will be there. What I will do is walk you through some different trainings on the annuity side of things. You will learn about income riders and the placement of income riders. What income rider from which carrier fits which niche is definitely something that I want to break down for you and show you the benefits that you can show to the client beyond just, oh, you're going to get a check for the rest of your life. Also, we're going to talk about pricing on those, understanding how they work and what the true effect of that pricing is going to be to your client and ultimately their beneficiaries. I'll go through the volatility control indices as well. We'll talk about the different indices that are out there from the different carriers, how they're priced, how they're placed, where some might be better than others, and ultimately how utilization of those volatility indices can benefit your clients and benefit your sales. So we'll also have Mark there, Mark Raymakers, our life director. Mark does a great job of presenting wealth transfer ideas, utilization of single premium life into estate planning. He'll get into IUL, multi-generational gifting, as well as overfunding of the IUL for the tax-free retirement concept. We'll get into be your own banking concepts. A lot of great things that the life team will do. A representative from our creative team will be there, obviously, to go through exactly what it is we can do for your business as far as branding and marketing deployment. We'll give you examples and strategies that we've used in the past. You'll be able to see it and chat with creative right then and there. A new addition to most of our academies next year will probably be Charles Hiring Jr., who is the head of our RIA. He will be there to chat with you about how our RIA and the systems we have in place can help you in growing your business. And depending on what the landscape of working with qualified funds is at that time, we can certainly chat with you about how we can help you in your fiduciary status so you're still able to work with qualified funds. One of the greatest things about working with insurance agency marketing services is that we're going to allow access. I shouldn't say allow. We want you to have access to the decision makers here at IMES in Steve Murray and Charles Hiring, our ownership team and our executive team. So Steve and Charles will be there. And one thing I think you'll find really unique about those two gentlemen is they really want to know you. They want to know your business. They want to understand how you operate, and they want to make sure that we're tailoring your experience here at Insurance Agency Marketing Services so that you are maximizing your potential through us, and we're doing everything we can to earn and continue to earn your business. So you'll meet Steve and Charles as well. You'll meet obviously a few different carrier representatives. Rob and John have both been at several of our academies, and we appreciate their participation. That being said, what I think brings the most value to our life and annuity academies is we will bring in at least 4 of our sales coaches from throughout the country. And to be a sales coach at Insurance Agency Marketing Services, you not only have to be able to talk the talk, but you must walk the walk as well. So our sales coaches are top producers. They have qualified for multiple top producer escapes. They are the upper 1% of our industry as far as production value goes. And what these gentlemen and ladies will do when they present to you, they will show you exactly what they do in their daily practice that makes them a top producer and give you the ability to take that home and implement that into your practice at home. So a lot of value there. I know I've been on the Life and Annuity Academy slide for a few minutes, but I'd be amiss, since I do have Rob with us, not to ask for any commentary he'd like to have. Rob, you've been a part of several of these. Anything you'd like to add about the Life and Annuity Academies?
Yeah, absolutely. There is just one thing. These are not meant to take up a lot of time for agents, but they're meant for agents to really kind of learn who Athene is, learn who IMES, and also get a really good feel for what's out there right now. We, just as Scott has said, we talk about a ton of things, so it's a lot of information thrown at you at one time, but it's good information. It is well worth the 2.5 days for you to come out here to really learn. Especially one thing that Scott does is he teaches you about income riders, which is something we're going to talk about today, and then they just lay it out for you. We are here to make sure that we grow your business according to how you operate. We're not trying to change the business. We want to help you just make it better and continue to grow and continue to produce. So I just wanted to add that tab in there.
Absolutely. Thank you for the tidbit, buddy. We do appreciate it. That being said, again, I know we've been on this slide for a few minutes, so we are going to go ahead and close down the poll. If you haven't taken the time to click yes or no, if you would, please do so. We certainly appreciate everyone's participation there. Okay, poll closed. Let's move on. Paperless contracting. We want you to be as efficient as possible, so we are on the Efficient Forms platform here at IMES, and about 90% of our carriers are on the Efficient Forms platform. If you would like to become licensed with IMES, just let me know. I can get this form out to you. You can contract with multiple carriers at a time, including Athene, and in the future, you don't have to fill out new licensing. All you have to do is email me or call me and let me know you'd like to add a carrier. We can do it for you with a click of a button. Our website, if you haven't been out there yet, make sure you go to imsinc.com. We certainly want you there. A lot of tools to help you with your business, a lot of information about who we are, things we've got upcoming. Great way to stay on top of what's going on in the industry is imsinc.com. Okay, last slide before I hand it over to the gentleman. And all I want to talk about before I hand it over to Rob and to John is putting money back in your pocket. On the right-hand side of your screen is marketing reimbursement. Rough numbers on marketing reimbursement are for every $100,000 in indexed annuity premium you place with IMS, we'll put $200 into your marketing reimbursement account. That is your money to use for any business building expense that you may have. So please, if you want to know how much money you have in your account or what we can be doing to help you maximize that account, let me know. Left-hand side of your screen is the referred producer program. Our business here on the wholesale side of the industry, eerily similar to yours out there in the field, in that one of the best leads we're ever going to get is a referral from one of our valued clients. You are a valued producer, so we want to make it worth your while. When you refer an individual to us and they choose to pick up any license with IMS, we're going to put $200, or not $200, I apologize. We're going to cut you a check for $50. And where the real business or the real money comes in is as your referral rights business, we're going to give you a 20 basis point override on that business. Steve and Charles sign these checks at least quarterly, and they do sign checks for thousands and thousands of dollars at a time. So it can be very, very lucrative. If you have an individual you think could benefit from working at IMS and you'd like to refer them over to us, feel free to type their name into the questions box, any contact information you have. I'll do the best I can to get them recruited over to IMS, and we'll get them working with us, and hopefully you on your way to earning some referred producer dollars. That being said, I'm going to go ahead and give control over to Rob and John. And gentlemen, Rob, I believe this is you. If it isn't your screen, we'll get it changed over to the other one. I've got two Robert Johnsons logged in there.
All right. Can you see my screen?
I can see your screen, sir.
All right. All right. Well, thank you, Scott. Thank you for handing this over to us. First of all, as always, we want to thank you, Steve and Charles, and all of the management and the staff over at IMS for being great partners with us here at Athene. Athene has gone through a really good year here in 2016. For some of you, you may have known or seen already that we have gone public. This is an exciting time for Athene. It gives us an opportunity to really create a value add for our agents and, of course, for our customers. The most important people are definitely our customers and our valued IMOs, partners like IMS, to be able to continue to provide resources to partner with them to continue to help agents grow their business. So we appreciate that, Scott. Thanks for having us. My name is Robert Johnson. I am the business development wholesaler here in the home office. That's just really a fancy way of saying that I'm the internal guy here in the home office. I know for those of you who haven't had an opportunity to talk to Scott, if Scott says, hey, I got a guy at the home office who could try and get something done for us, I'm real. He actually does have a guy. So Scott is thank you definitely for sending us over those good and bad things so we can make sure that we get them fixed, especially over here at Athene. My partner here, our internal sales support rep, John Cravens. A lot of you all, if you call in at the end of this, you're going to see a phone number for you to call in. Most of the time, you will get John Cravens, who is our internal sales support rep. Very, very knowledgeable on product information. He can walk you through any illustration. Definitely help kind of lay out a lot of the ground rules for how to sell the product to the client, making sure that it fit within what that client is asking you for. And so a lot of those conversations happens with John. With that being said, let's jump right into our Athene Ascent Pro. Is that all right, Scott? Can we jump right into it? All right. So with our Athene Ascent Pro, our Ascent Income Rider, this is our income-driven product. So a lot of us who have done business with Athene in the past, you know that we have a Performance Elite product, we have the Ascent product, we have the Benefit 10, we also have a multi-year guaranteed annuity. If you have a client that is looking for income, then you want to focus on the Ascent series, on the Ascent Pro series from Athene. I'll say that again. If you have a client that wants income, then you definitely want to take a look at the Athene Ascent Pro series. A couple of things we're going to cover. We're going to talk about the guaranteed income, the income riders, and the non-guaranteed income riders that are on this product. We're going to talk about the choices that the clients can make when it comes to them actually receiving the income, actually getting a paycheck when it's time for them to offset some of their expenses and the income that they may leave behind as they go into retirement. And then lastly, we're going to cover some enhanced features. This product, like I said, I just want to reiterate, this is our income-driven product. This product was designed to make sure that if your client wanted income anywhere down the road at any point in time, that we can provide it for them here at Athene. In the past, we've had income-driven products, but this product has definitely taken the cake. With that being said, I'm going to have John come in and discuss with us our income riders and how they operate.
Hey guys, thanks Rob and Scott again for having us here. Yeah, I'm going to cover how the two income rider options work in a couple of scenarios when they'd be good to use. So first off, we have option one. This is our guaranteed growth option. It's pretty straightforward. 10% simple interest credit years 1 through 10. After the 10th year, it'll go down to 5% for years 11 through 20. So you don't even need an illustration to show the client what they're exactly going to get using this option. Initial premium, 10% of that each year, years 1 through 10, 5% years 11 through 20. Pretty straightforward. The highest guaranteed amount for a client, looking for a shorter deferral period, under 5 years, they're looking to turn income pretty soon. Get the higher guaranteed amount there with option one. It's a great option to look at. Now, option two, we have it broken apart here on our two different products. So the Pro 7 operates a little bit different than the Pro 10 and the Pro 10 bonus variation. So option two is our stacked growth option. So in the Pro 7, we have a 5% simple interest stack, years 1 through 20. That's guaranteed all 20 years of the contract. So if you put in $100,000, you know that your simple interest step up the next year is going to be 5%. But now we give a 200% participation rate on the index that your client is allocated in, and that amount is stacked on top of that 5%. Now for the Pro 10 and the Pro 10 bonus variations, it's a 6% simple interest credit. So $100,000 initial premium, your step up is going to be $6,000 each year. Years 1 through 20, that's guaranteed. But then you also get that 200% participation rate stacking on top of the 6% every year. So we're going to look at how both of these work going forward. Okay, so back to option one here. This is the 10%, the guaranteed growth option. Starting out with the $100,000 initial premium, we also have the 5% income-based bonus and the 2.0 in variation products. So we got that 5% income-based bonus that is applied immediately, day one. So if your client wanted to turn on income immediately, they get that 5% bonus, and their income is based off of that bonus amount. So bonus amount starts us at 105, then the 10% simple interest step-ups, all 10 years, is based off that initial $100,000. So we know that our income base is going to grow by $10,000 each year. So you see top right corner there at the end of the 10th year, we have an income base of $205,000 when we started with $100,000. Guaranteed to double plus your 5% bonus, and we have an annual payment of a little over $10,000 guaranteed to your client. That's kind of that's the winning point here on this option one, is that we have a guaranteed step up. We know exactly what the client's going to be making off their product at the end of 10 years, and that's a RMDH too, so we know exactly what that payment's going to be. Now let's look at how option two works. Now it gives a little bit more upside potential to your client. Same initial premium, $100,000. So you got that 5% income base kicking in immediately as well. And then we have the 6% step up here, guaranteed. So each year we know that they're going to get at least a 6% simple interest step up on that initial $100,000, so $6,000 going into your account each year. But now we're also pairing this with our indices, which Rob's going to cover a little bit later on. But we're using our 2-year no cap BNP Paribas multi-asset diversified 5 index for this illustration here. So we got the 6% step up guaranteed, and then we're getting 200% of whatever that index does for us over the next 10 years, because we're going to turn on income at age 70 RMDH for your client. So on the guaranteed basis, there on the bottom right, on that far right column, we are looking at a payment of $9,018 annually to your client. And if we go back to option one, we know that that payment was just over $10,000, right? So on a guaranteed basis, if we don't make anything in our index for 10 years, and we all know how unlikely that is, we're going to come up just $1,000 short of that guaranteed mark on the 10%. Now we're going to look at some actual returns here. The worst case scenario, that's based on the worst 10-year period, we're still going to outpace that income by a little over $2,000 each year, $12,497. The average, for just taking into account the daily average of that BNP Paribas index, we're going to come in at $13,000. And then the best 10-year scenario, we're going to be putting out an income of $14,375. So you can see with that stacked roll-up option that it really gives your client a way to outpace that guaranteed growth and grow their income over time. And that's a powerful story to be able to show them that, not only do we have a decent guarantee, but you give them the upside potential to take advantage of what that index does for them over the 10-year period.
Real quick, just to reiterate a little bit of what John was saying, that stacked roll-up really shows you the power of that 200% participation that we give on option two for that income rider. If you have a client that is really like, you know what, I really just want income. I don't care about all of the other stuff. I just want income. And option one just may be the best option for that client, because it's going to give them a guaranteed rate. They know exactly what they're going to get. There's no guessing there. This is what it is. But for a little bit more of the riskier clients that have a little bit more time to defer, option two, you should definitely look at this option the exact way John explained it. And then once you've accumulated all of this, the client can then go right into actually taking income. So we talked about option one and option two as far as the income riders go. Let's talk about the actual income payment options. So if you got a sheet of paper in front of you, I want you to draw a line down the center of that page. And we have our income value on the right-hand side and our accumulation value on the left-hand side. And then once you've done that, I want you to draw a horizontal line right beneath that, because all of that stops once you get to the payout phase of this product. So John just discussed to you option one and option two. Those go on the right-hand side of that paper on our income side. And then at the bottom of that, exactly what the client is going to receive when they decide, you know what, I'm ready to stop working, or I'm ready to start receiving income from the products or from the investments that I have made with one of my advisors, such as yourselves. So they have three options with us. They can go level income, which really kind of gives them exactly what it's going to be. So if they're going to get $10,250, that's exactly what they're going to get for the rest of their life until they pass away. That is great news. Some can do an inflation-adjusted income where we base it off of the CPIU. And then some can also go into our earnings index option. Now, with our earnings index option, that gives them a little bit less than where they would start with with the level income. But what happens is it stacks on top of the income that they're going to receive and adds it for the next year. So let me explain what I mean. So for example, if a client is getting $10,000 on an annual basis, on the right-hand side of the paper, the client is starting to receive $10,000 of income. And let's say in their account value with the BMP strategy that we discussed before, let's say that they gained 5% for an example. What we'll do for the earnings index is we'll take 5% of $10,000 and then we'll add it to the $10,000. So once we have then taken 5% of $10,000, we'll add it to it, which will then give you the amount that your customer will receive the following year. So if they don't, so taking earnings index, it is a little bit of a risk, because if they don't earn anything, then they won't get anything, then they won't get any of that percentage. But if they do earn anything, 2, 3, 4, 5% in their accumulated value, we'll take that amount of the actual income and then we'll add it to the income for the next year. That is a really great way for your client to continue to step up their income every single year. Now, we've talked about kind of the income options, option 1, option 2. We've talked about the payment options once your client is ready to take income, level, inflation adjusted earnings index. Let's go over a little bit of our enhanced features here with going over our minimum interest credits, our bailout feature, and our 10% penalty-free withdrawals per year. For those of you who have done business with Athene in the past, you probably remember that Athene used to only have a 5% penalty-free withdrawal. We heard the field tell us, and IMS being one of the leading forces, Scott would call me all the time and he would say, Rob, we need a 10% penalty-free withdrawal. The agents and the clients are asking for 10% penalty-free withdrawal. And so you know what? Athene took that into consideration. We made it happen. We priced the product to where we could provide a 10% penalty-free withdrawal for our agents and our clients and our IMOs. We also have a bailout feature. And then our minimum interest credit is very interesting. So what happens with our minimum interest credit, which I really, really like, if you start out with $100,000, at the end of the surrender period, if you have gained absolutely nothing from your indices, from what you decided to invest for the index, then you will receive a minimum interest credit of 1% of the net premium for all of those years. So if you're in the 10-year product and you have $100,000 at the end of the surrender period, at the end of the 10th year, then you will receive 1% for every year. So your minimum interest would technically be $110,000. And that goes for our Ascent 5-year, our Ascent 7-year, and our Ascent 10-year. It may not be available in every state, but please be sure to check that. And we're going to get into the bailout feature here in just a few, but let me pass it back to my partner, John Cravens, to go over another benefit of this product that I believe you'll really enjoy.
Okay, so yeah, this is a nice feature that is built into the product. There's no extra cost associated with our doubler, as it's called here. So we do offer a doubler on our income rider if a client is confined to a qualified care facility. So this is built in to help the client pay for those long-term care costs if a long-term care event were to take place. We know that's kind of an urgent issue in the marketplace now, how people are going to come up with the money to cover those costs. So that's why we found it important to build this into our product to help clients out in case they were to come across that scenario. A few of the limitations here. The contract has to have been enforced for at least 1 year to qualify for the doubler. The annuity has to not have been confined at the time of the issue, and the rider has to be in the income phase for it to double as well. And like I said before, this only kicks in if they are confined to a qualified care facility. So home health care is not going to allow for the client to qualify for this. They have to be in an actual care facility, and they have to be in there for 180 or 6 months of the last 250 days. And that double will pay for a maximum of 5 years or until that account value hits zero, whatever occurs first. But yeah, it's a great feature if you have a client concerned about one of those events occurring, to to be able to throw this out there to them, let them know that we have a way to help pay for those costs, and it's free of charge on the product. Now, with that being said, it is also important to remember that some states do not allow for our enhanced income benefit. So make sure if you're writing in one of those states that you look at the map here and just kind of aware of where you can and cannot offer that doubler. But yeah, it's a great feature. If you guys have any more questions about it, definitely give us a call afterwards. I'd like to go over it more with you guys. But yeah, it's fairly straightforward, but it's a great feature and at no extra cost to the client.
One thing we definitely want to make sure that we point out is there is a difference between the confinement benefit and the confinement waivers. Those are two different things on the products. If you get the confinement benefit is attached to the income rider. So you have to have the rider on the product in order to receive the benefit. But the confinement waiver is attached to the actual product. So you won't need the rider if you just have the product. For example, the Ascent Pro 7, if you just have the product with no rider on it, then you could potentially, based upon your state, still have a terminal illness waiver as well. So we definitely want to point that out. Now, we're going to transition into just talking about what we offer as far as our indices on these products. We talked about the income phase, and we talked about the benefits and the confinement. Let's talk about how clients are going to be investing into the product themselves. So we do have a 1-year point-to-point index strategy, which is really industry standard, along with our monthly point-to-point index. We also have an uncapped strategy, or no-cap point-to-point 1-year strategy that uses the S&P daily risk control, which is a total return strategy. And then we have 2 new indices, our BMP strategy and our Morningstar strategy. And we're going to dig into those here in just a bit. Let's take a quick look at what we're offering right now as far as rates. On this product right now, if you just look at the first column, the Ascent Pro 5, on the BMP strategy, we're offering a participation rate of 85%. On the 7-year, we're offering 95%. And then, as you could see, the 10-year products, if you're getting those products, are really kind of designed for you to have those income riders on there. So you're seeing a 75% par rate on that BMP strategy right up top. The bailout cap, if we go down just slightly to the center of this slide, the bailout rate, I really like that as one of the benefits for this product, because you can be in any strategy, and if we lowered this bailout cap and the annual point-to-point below the bailout rate, if we dropped it below that point, then the client can actually bail out of the product with 100% of their accumulated value. They don't have to be in that actual index. So with a lot of our competitors, they have to be in that index in order to bail out. But with us, you don't have to be. You can be in any of the ones that we offer, and if we drop that bailout rate, you can bail out of the product. Just to kind of recap a little bit more on our income riders, you do have a bonus that comes along with those on the Ascent Pro 10 and the Ascent 10 Bonus 2.0, the Ascent Pro 10 Bonus Select, and the Pro 10 Bonus product out in Florida. So please make sure that you're double checking which state for whatever state that you're in. If you live in Pennsylvania and you have a client, and you have a client in West Virginia or Ohio, or New Jersey or Delaware, please make sure that you're writing the correct product so that you're telling them the correct rate that they're going to get and the correct bonus. The rider charges 1% no matter what. And as you can see, once again, the option 1 and option 2 for the income riders. With these indices, a lot of times we focus a lot on kind of the S&P and the annual point to point. And so I know that Mac Campbell, our regional vice president, our vice president of sales, who is my boss and John's boss, he always talks about a lot of the S&P and the alternative indices that we've added to kind of offset the S&P and give clients a little bit more diversification in what they're investing in. So Athene took that serious, and we wanted to come out with some indices that could really bring the customers some value. So instead of focusing on exactly kind of the indices themselves, we're going to focus on kind of why Athene picked these two. Number 1, name brand recognition, innovative designs, and most importantly, net customer value. BNP itself is the 3rd largest investment bank in the world. And for some of the tennis guys on this call, if you've ever watched the French Open, BNP is their leading sponsor. Talk about name brand recognition. Morningstar, if we have any securities guys on this call or ladies on this call, we know that Morningstar in the securities world, you can arguably say that it's a household name. They are very known for their market research and what they provide to the marketplace. And so we decided that it was great to link up with these. BNP, with the innovative designs, what we're looking at is we're looking to see how we can make a better opportunity looking at the world as a whole to help the client make more money. And with the Morningstar, we're looking at the top 75 dividend yielding companies, and we're watching that index. Let's get into how they work. With the BNP, what we're doing is we're taking 2 asset classes from all of these individuals. So we're taking 2 commodities, 2 from the U.S., and you can look at bonds and futures index, 2 from the European asset classes, and 2 from Japan. We're putting all of these into one index. So we're taking all 8 of these and putting them into one. And how BNP works is then it takes the top 5 of those performing, and then it allows it to track the index that way. So all of it goes into this volatility filter that BNP has proprietarily put together for Athene, and it goes into this, and then it allows us to come out with the best rate for the client. So if the U.S. market is kind of falling down, then we can trade that out for another commodity or for something that is going on, or for an asset in Japan. It gives us the opportunity to really help provide value to the client. So looking at this, you see the S&P 500, the dark green line, really, and the BNP really started at the exact same place. But one thing I like to point out here is right here in 12/31 of '08, you see that the BNP took a huge dip. The S&P took a huge dip. But for our BNP strategy, the lighter green line, you see that our customers had a smoother ride. So ultimately, yeah, they may have ended at the same place, but you didn't have customers calling you freaking out in 2008 and 2009 saying that I've lost money because the S&P has fallen apart. We rode the wave, and we were able to provide clients real value. Here is an opportunity again just to look at what our participation rates we're offering on each of these products. With our Morningstar, index, we're looking at the top 75 dividend yielding, well-established, financially healthy companies in the U.S. stock market. We're looking for companies that are willing and able to actually return cash to their shareholders. So we look at dividend yielding because we know that companies that pay dividends to their clients are healthier financially. We want to make sure that we're putting our clients, your clients, into something that we believe could grow, and again, goes back to that customer value. So as you can see here, you look at this map, you can see that the dividend-paying companies outperformed the non-dividend paying companies from 2001 all the way to 2014. So in 08 and 09, a lot of the companies took some hits, but the dividend yielding companies took lesser of a hit than the ones that were not paying dividends to the clients. So looking at this, again, the Morningstar is the dark blue line, the S&P is the light blue line. So as you can see here, we ultimately start and end in the same place, but look at the ride that the client takes. If they were in the market in the S&P in 2008, 2009, 2010, 2011, they were steadily trying to get back up to where the Morningstar was already at. So the client had the opportunity to really still stay atop of the fray and make sure that we were providing them, again, that customer value. Here are our participation rates for the Morningstar on these products currently right now. Now, we've discussed a lot of information with you today. Please, if I know that there's some other things that we can always dig deeper into. We want to make sure that we're providing you all everything that we can, especially with product information, illustrations. We want to make sure that we're providing all of that information for you. Here's a quick glance at the product as a whole. You have the issue ages for the 5, 7, 10, 2.0. Please make sure that you're checking your states to make sure that it is available in your state, whatever your state may allow for. I know Texas is one of the states where the 2.0 is not available, but the Ascent Pro 10 Bonus Select version is. The minimum premium is $5,000. The premium bonuses right now are 1%. Withdrawal charges, you can see there those, and then also our rate of charge is 1%. So just a quick glance at kind of what we offer as a whole here at Athene. Right now, we have if you're looking for a death benefit rider, definitely want to take a look at our Benefit 10, our Ascent Pro, of course, our income-driven product. Our Athene Performance Elite is our accumulation product. A lot of you all are familiar with that now. That is one of the strongest accumulation products in the marketplace today. And of course, our MYG, our multi-year guarantee annuity, and our SPIA. With our multi-year guaranteed annuity, it's definitely one of the top, some of the top rates in the industry as far as an A-rated carrier goes. So if you have any clients that want to just take some money out of some CDs or anything like that, definitely look at the Athene MYG product as well. That's all we have for you today. Definitely want to thank Scott and Imes for the opportunity to present and talk to you all. John Cravens or myself, we are available for questions directly after this. You can email us at those email addresses right there, or you can call us at 1-888-ANNUITY. And when you do, press option 3 so that you can put in our extension, and our extension is 18671. So again, John and I would like to say thank you on behalf of Mac Campbell, our sales VP, our regional vice president and relationship manager. We want to definitely thank Scott and I for the opportunity to present to you guys. Scott, I'll go ahead on and hand it back over to you.
Thank you, Rob. Thank you, John. Absolutely great presentation. I'm going to take control back at this point. And I do have a couple of questions that came in if you and John have time for them. Rob?
Absolutely.
Okay, great. We'll get into
Now,
some...
if we don't know the answer, we'll write it down. We'll get it back. We'll get it back to them.
Absolutely. Absolutely. As we get into the questions, I'm going to launch our final polling question of the day, and I'm going to ask you if you'd like more contracting information from Athene. What will happen if you click yes is you will get an email that will include product information on the Ascent series as well as a licensing agreement to get Athene added into your offering portfolio. I did have a couple of questions come in about sales materials, product guide, brochures, things like that. If you click yes, all of that will be provided to you very, very shortly. And let me go down the list of questions here. I did have a question come in about the Las Vegas trip, caddies and casinos. Qualification for that is only with Athene. It's a partnership trip with Athene, so anything written
Correct.
outside of Athene would not qualify you for that. However, any premium that you place with Insurance Agency Marketing Services will help qualify you for our Top Producers Escape trip, which we will have details coming out on in early 2017. Rob, John, I did have a question come in. What's the fee for the rider?
The fee for the rider on the income is 1%.
Fantastic. Very, very fair. Very fair fee in today's environment for everything that those riders do provide for your client. I think you'll find that to be on the lower end of the spectrum of cost in today's current environment.
Correct.
Rob,
quick note here.
Go ahead.
You can't add the income rider on the Pro 5. Just wanted to throw that out there. So 7 and 10-year product can't get the rider on the 5-year.
Fair enough. Very true statement there, Mr. Cravens. Thank you for that. Historical returns on the BNP and the Morningstar, Rob, where can they access those?
So what we can do, I know when I went past that one slide where it laid out all of the indices that we have, it had the link so that you can go in and look at the BNP and the Morningstar. But Scott, I can send that over to you if you want to blast that out to the attendees on this webinar for sure.
Absolutely. If you would send that over to me, we'll make sure that everyone that wants one gets a copy of the link to look at that. Rob, John, are we talking single premium product here or are these flexible premium?
Great question. Great question. This is a single premium product. Unfortunately, if a client, if you have a client with a 401k, you can always do issue with last funds received if they have multiple where they want to put them all into one, and they want to, they have 100,000 here, 50,000 here, and they want to put them all into one. We can do issue with last funds received, but once that product is issued, we cannot come back and add money to that product. That is a single premium product.
Absolutely. Now, one thing I do want to point out about Athene that is unique, they have a very robust portfolio. If you are looking for flexible premium, they're the only company that I know of that offers a flexible premium multi-year guarantee product. So, very unique thing. I know that's off topic for what we looked at today, but if you are looking for flexible premium from Athene, I would point you to their MIGA, very competitive rates and very, very competitive overall design on the product. So if you'd like details on that when we speak, when I call to follow up, please let me know. I can get you product details on that as well. With that being said, that brings us to the end of the presentation. We are out of questions. So I would certainly like to thank everyone who attended today for your time. And before we do sign off, I would like to thank Rob and John for taking time out of their busy days to join us. And gentlemen, any parting words for the group?
I definitely just wanted to say thank you for people taking the time out to even listen to us. And if you have questions, obviously call IAMS. Definitely work with those guys at IAMS. Call us if you have questions. And we're looking forward to ending 2016 well and starting 2017 even better.
Absolutely. Gentlemen, again, I appreciate your time so very much. And to everyone that took an hour out of your day to join us on the call today, I do want to thank you very much. Here at IAMS, we do realize that an hour on a webinar with us is an hour of your day where you're not out prospecting and marketing. So we do greatly appreciate it. I look forward to speaking with you all very, very soon, and go out and have a great sales day, everyone.
Thanks again, Scott. Have a good day.
Thank you, guys.
Thank you, gentlemen.